everyone, I'm Paige Jr., and today I'm going to be talking about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This is obviously going to be a spoiler review. If you didn't notice, I don't think I can ever make a non-spoiler review. Most of the things I have problems with movies would always end up requiring having spoilers in it. So that's just a little thing there. But yeah, if you're interested, keep watching. If you're not, you can get the fuck out of here. It's fine. So yeah, with all that, let's just get started. As I keep making these movies of saying this, I always have this thing. Every time I make a Marvel um, mention a Marvel movie, I always say I don't give a shit about these movies. Right? I just really want to drive that point home that I don't care. I'm not connected to this MCU anymore. Right? It was Endgame and I was done. But I know there's a weird thing that's happening here where I end up watching one of them. Right? Okay, I know Morbius is not part of the MCU, but it is a Marvel movie. You know, so I'll just say this. Instead of saying I don't care, I'll just say if it's good, it's good, and if it's not, it's not. I'll watch it if I feel like it. So, well, the short version, the movie's alright, I guess. I wouldn't call it the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. I wasn't really expecting that much with this movie. I know that sounds pessimistic, but like when you've been watching Marvel movies, I've watched most of the movies from like phase 1 and phase 3. I kind of grew up watching the MCU. Like Iron Man was my favorite superhero 10 years ago. That sounds so weird. What's that? No, 11 years ago, right? I'm not counting. So yeah, I'm not all I just say, I've been watching these, so it's not gonna be like the greatest thing. You know what I mean? It's not Iron Man 1. It's not the Avengers. It's not Captain America Winter Soldier. It's fine. I think it has the same issue that I had with the Batman. You have the situation where it looks really nice, but there's not like, well, okay, at least in the Batman, there was just not a lot of interesting things happening in that movie, and that movie was 3 hours. You don't want to ever do that with movies ever. But you have Doctor Strange where, I kind of already knew it was going to be good. Like, no, I knew the visuals and stuff was going to be good because Sam Raimi was on it, and he made the 3 Spider-Man movies. In my opinion, the best Spider-Man movies. You could fight me on that. But, I already assumed that it was going to look nice because he's directed it. But I don't really think he had like a lot of control on the script because the script was written by some other dude. So yeah, how the movie turned out was probably under Sam Raimi had no control over that. And like I said, when it's a Marvel, no real director has any kind of control over it because they've already thought out the whole thing before the director even got on. But yeah, so like I said, you already kind of knew what this movie was from the second you saw it. But yeah, I think it was pretty good. I think it was, to talk about all the good things. I love the visuals, as I said. All of where they were, it didn't feel like they were just in the same spot all the time. Like when they went to a different multiverse, when they went to a different universe, it felt different. Like they were in a different place. And there's just a lot of different interesting areas that they were in, which was cool. It's a cool thing to look at. And then there's Evil Strange in there, which was cool too. I just loved his whole thing. I loved how he was in there. I loved all the multiverse, the different Doctor Stranges. It's just, I just like seeing, it's cool to see other versions of characters in the same movie. Which I just thought that was, that's like a cool thing to have. You know what, let's just go to the bad parts of this movie because there's a few things. I don't like the fight scenes, but okay. Look, I don't really think I need to say that because most of a lot of Marvel's fight scenes are just cool little moments, and then the rest is just set up, and it's just set up to a fight that we're never really gonna see. It all just feels like a big setup to something else. That's what the fights feel like. It never really feels like they fought or anything. It just feels like they're getting to that point. So I don't think it's really much to say that I don't really like most of the fight scenes in the movie. They're like the first half when they're fighting that squid with the big eye and whatever. It's like, there's a lot of cool things. No, there's a few cool things that the characters do, but the whole fight just felt long and dragged out. It just, I didn't feel like it needed to be that long. It wasn't really, nothing interesting was happening. The area didn't really change at all. They were just in this one spot, messing with this thing for a whole time. And at this point, we kind of got it. You know, this monster's looking for America Chavez. So, like, why is it looking for her? You know, we could have got to that point a lot easier. Also, my other problem is that the movie is, like, what, 2 hours, and it didn't really need to be 2 hours. It can be shorter. There's a lot of things that it just feels flopped in. Like, you can tell Marvel had their hands on this, you know? They say, oh, it's like, put the Illuminati in there. Why? Just do it. Put them in there. It's a cool fan service scene. You know, that's my other problem, Illuminati. They have no real purpose in the story other than the fact that, oh, that's Mr. Fantastic. That's Charles Xavier. Look, that's a Black Bolt. You know, like, that's it. Because that's how it's treated. They show up, they die. That's simple as that. There is no reason for them to be in the movie other than the fact that they just show up and then they get killed. In the same sequence. So, okay. Another problem, like, well, yeah, I mean, and then, I don't know, it's just, the story, pretty much, how Doctor Strange, of course he does get a third eye in that movie, but Doctor Strange didn't really change much as a character. Throughout the whole movie, it was pretty much questioning him and his, like, own decisions when he says that it was the only way, you know, instead of it actually, for, like, because, like, we see in Infinity War where he said that to Iron Man, where this was the only way we could done it, you know, I mean, but it's like, in this movie, it was like questioning that and shit. Because you see in every Doctor Strange, in the multiverse, they all do that. They all say the same thing, you know? They all go like, it's the only way we can do this. But then it's like, it's his ego. He believes that's the only way because that's the only way he can do it. Right? And then you have, then you have Wanda, you know, Scarlet Witch, who uses the Darkhold and stuff, which was a really cool idea. The Darkhold is really cool, right? She uses that to want to see her children in a different multiverse or whatever. And then Doctor Strange is like, hey, don't do that. Yeah, you can't do that. Don't use the Darkhold. That's fucked up. And then at the end of the movie, he uses the Darkhold to stop her. You know, in the end, he does the same thing that Wanda's doing. And still walks out a hero at the end of it. You know? I mean, of course, he does, like I said, he gets a third eye or whatever, but that's kind of it. There's nothing else for it. There's no other, like, thing. He should be a villain now. You know? That's the way I think. That's what I feel like. Overall, the movie is okay. I wouldn't say it's, like, the greatest thing. It's alright. I probably would watch it again. Probably. I think its rewatchability is pretty good. Because, I mean, although it did drag in some spots, it did look really nice, and it was really interesting to watch. You know? It's not like a cool YouTube clip like the Batman. Okay? Or like most movies, you know? And it's not unwatchable like The Matrix. I'm talking about Matrix 4, mind you. It's good. It's alright. It's good. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.